Welcome back to the Mind and Money podcast. I'm Val, a financial planner.
And I'm Sherry, a financial coach. And today we're diving into the world of cheap versus frugal, because I think both of those words get a bad name when it comes to managing your money. But I think I should have looked this up and have a definition, but here's my thoughts on cheap versus frugal. For me, cheap is saving money at all costs on all of the things with no prioritizing the things that are important to you. And frugal is more about actively choosing where you want to spend little to no money so that you can spend more money on things that bring you joy. So for example, I don't like to eat out a whole lot. I would rather get takeout and bring it home, which is more cost effective. And I don't get my nails done. Those aren't things that I oh my God, I love to do this. They're just things I'm sometimes I'll do them, but they're not important.
Deem them important. Yeah. So I love those two definitions. And I would say, frugal is that aligned spending, putting our money where it's most important to us.
And not putting it somewhere that we're not getting joy from. So lots of people do things we'll get a coffee every morning and they'll do it in a rush and they'll not take time to stop and enjoy it. And I know that life is like that some ways, but if you're leaving your house and you're taking time out to go stop and get a coffee, making coffee at home, yes, you might treat yourself still once in a while, but if you're not taking time to soak in a moment around somewhere you're spending money to enjoy it, spending that money just seems so wasteful and you're throwing it out into the world.
That's
and you're not taking time to slow down. So Val has never come across Bradley on a Budget on TikTok.
On the tick of talk.
And so I've got him pulled up here and we're just going to pause for a minute and let Val watch some of these videos and then see what her thoughts are. And then we're probably going to go through a couple of his videos and just
yap about them.
Yeah. And we'll be right back. Commercial break. We're back. So you watched a couple videos. We're going to watch a couple more. But the first one about his hydro and the things he does.
Summer tricks.
Save on his... Oh, and I say hydro. That's electricity for people not in... Apparently Ontario. It's just a thing in Ontario. It's not even a Canada-wide.
Yes. It's like how people say Kleenex and not tissue because Kleenex is the company. We just say the company, but that's just the company's name for our power. So he leaves everything unplugged, does not run AC.
Even when it's hot as balls.
I had this conversation with clients yesterday about AC because they have a couple window shakers, but they don't have central AC. And she's like, we can make this work. He's like, we need AC. And I am a Windows open person, but I do reach a first world problem limit where I'm like, we have it. Let's use it. Ours is newer. Interesting piece of unplugging everything before you leave. I'm like, wow, I wonder what that would do for our power bill.
Well, but he also doesn't even have a fan. And he showed the temperature and it was hot day. And we are in a heat wave here in southwestern Ontario. And our AC's been doing some work because I'm a Windows open person too. When it's cool at night and hot during the day, I can windows open at night, close them up in the morning, but we also live on a busy street and it's not a windows open here. When I'm at the cottage, it's more windows open and I lean to doing that over Jason. So sometimes when he's there, it's turn the AC on, but I cannot sleep hot. If I was trying to sleep and I know it's a privilege to have AC.
Very much.
Grateful for it, but I'm miserable.
He also spoke about in the winter, he doesn't use his heat, but he'll put a bunch of blankets on. So in the summer, he takes all the blankets off. And sometimes if it's too hot, he'll just sleep above the sheet. And I have to have something on me to sleep. So that's why.
Yeah, even when it's hot, I need a layer of
safety just in case.
Unscripted. And he will, literally unplugs everything when he's leaving his apartment. And he's in an apartment. He has AC in the hallway, so sometimes he will prop his door open. Privilege of being a white man.
Yeah.
Because I would not
Accurate.
feel safe doing that, leaving my door
No.
left open in
No.
an apartment. And we'll go to a library to
Go to the basement.
So he does do some things, but also I'm going to look for an apartment tour to show Val his apartment. History here is he's not broke. He's got money. He's got a solid income.
Yes.
We watched a video where he was stacking some cash. They're probably all singles though, but he's got some money. He's socking money away as far as investment. So
I want to know too, like, is he working towards that like FIRE, or which is financial independence, retire early? That's the acronym. Because always with frugal people, it's not like he's necessarily working or being frugal now to not have to work, or like I'm so curious around the goal.
Yeah. And maybe he'll talk more about that here, but also I put him full on in the cheap category. Some videos I've seen previously are he will use napkins from restaurants instead of buying toilet paper and only bringing the toilet paper out when he's got company. And he does a lot of things that are very aligned with my beliefs and values. And like he has a regift basket where if somebody gives him something that he doesn't like or plan to use, he will put it in the regift basket. He was making cookies for a friend.
I love that.
Birthday,
like, yes.
So it's like there are some frugal things and there's some that are just things that I wouldn't do. So I'm realizing I'm checking myself here. I'm calling him cheap, but it's his focus on what he wants to do, and he's living the life.
It's a more extreme frugalism.
And I wonder if, and I've never seen a video that he did on here, but I wonder if he gets joy from the things that he does in his life.
I bet he does. We should ask him. But
okay, let's
find the apartment tour.
We will be back after the second commercial break. We watched a couple videos where he shared his monthly income for a couple months. So 1 month was $16,000 and the other month was $19,000, and he totaled up his expenses for 1 month, which was around like $3,000, $4,000, which had some spendier things in there because he had some car things. Okay, so now your reaction to the way he lives, which we still need to go down that rabbit hole a little more, based on knowing his monthly income.
It's interesting to me. And he talked about how he wants to start doing more donating. I still think that he's spending on what he thinks is important, but not a lot of things seem important. Or I guess not.
I just think he's undervaluing his time when it comes to some. So the last video that we watched were his 10 streams of income.
Yes.
And on a website where he sells some things from himself. You if you know, you know. Like he made like it was $6,000 or $6,000 from content creation, $4,000 from like the OnlyFans, I'm sure.
So you're looking at it as like time, effort, value.
And then he has his day job. I guess he didn't share what did we see?
I wondered if it was the financial coaching.
He's got a really solid income, but then he spends time dumpster diving to collect bottles, to return bottles, which I appreciate from an environmental standpoint. But he said, I think he got $190 from that in a month. When you compare that to the amount of time that he spent doing it, it just seems like it's...
But then, does he find joy in it?
Maybe. I think for me, it's just so misaligned with how I would decide to spend my time. Because if I was going to spend hours and hours of my time to collect $200 in a month and just like, not for me. I just think if he created 5 more videos on social media, which he's monetizing through TikTok, if he created 5 more videos in the amount of time that he went to replace, like the time that he was dumpster diving to collect cans. Oh no, I think it was $19 he got.
I see what you're saying. Like you're coming at it more from almost a business strategy side of where is your time most valuable. But then
maybe he loves it.
I honestly think that he's coming at it from what he loves and what he enjoys doing. Because he can definitely see that like this makes me more money with less effort. But it aligns too with the environmental, the consumption piece. Like, it's filling a different cup while also becoming a stream of income, which helps probably bring him security. Because even as he was saying, when he was laid off from his 9 to 5, he started doing other things, even though he's probably fine.
I just maybe he loves being busy. I just never want to be that busy
I
in my
think
life.
he does, because he was even like my friends and entertainment budget. Like there was no spending because I didn't have time, but I did go for a hike. So
Yeah.
I think there is a piece of him that probably enjoys filling it, and potentially, and this would be a deep dive for him, but does he associate like his value with what he's making / productivity?
Yeah. Dear Bradley on a budget.
Yeah, like
we would love to interview you
yeah,
on
like
our podcast.
does he associate spending on time with friends, let's say, as like more frivolous / not productive / counterintuitive to what he's, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, no,
and you haven't seen the apartment tour yet. You've gotten some snapshots
no.
of it. But like if I was living on my own, I could live in a small space, but it would have a comfortable bed. Like his bed is a single bed.
Mm,
And I could sleep in a single bed. It's
my
got
dog.
like a college dorm mattress
Mm,
on it. So, like, yes, I don't put as much value in space, I guess, as I do in comfort. So if I was going to have a small space, like my bed would be comfortable. I don't care necessarily what size it is. If I had to pick over having a bigger mattress or bed or a small or a comfortable one, it would be the comfort.
yes.
100%.
I love his energy, and I wonder if you were going out as friends, would you feel more or less comfortable asking them to split things?
If he's going out with friends, he's having water and eating the peanuts up from the bar. I don't know if yeah, there's things that he does spend money on, but he's putting a significant amount of his income towards investments. And
I'm so curious.
And
I'm
I've
like,
never seen him talk about the FIRE movement and getting to the point where he is work optional.
I'm going to message him and be like, hey, you don't know me. I'm just curious as heck. What are you investing in? Where are you holding it and why? What are your goals?
Or you're just going to keep doing this for the rest of your life and then.
Right. But then again, like for what? For legacy,
Yeah.
for great charity donation? Like what? So curious.
Yeah.
So curious.
I'm gonna find an apartment tour.
Okay.
And so then we can see more about his life.
Or about Bradley's life.
Oh, well, that was kind of an apartment tour. It was more him sharing the things that he was changing about his apartment because somebody was coming over. And for me, that kind of highlights, like, if you're going to do these things, but then hide them.
Yeah, but not really hide them because this person can totally watch this publicly.
So he was getting out toilet paper instead of the napkins that he uses, and he was hiding his nasty old towel that was ripped and hanging on by a thread.
I guess there's like to some degree where you might get out the nice blank for company.
And he went on a trip for a day, and he got a really cheap flight, and then he flew where he was going, and then he had his very full day, and then he slept in the airport before his flight home. And that just mentally exhausts me, thinking about not having a place to slow down and relax.
Yeah, I think I would come home more exhausted and be like, well, I'm not doing that again.
So there's things that I guess the difference in cheap and frugal is specific to the individual.
Yes.
And what you value, because a lot of people might see what I do or don't do and think that those things are cheap. Like, oh, she never gets her nails done. That's cheap. She's sugaring her legs at home.
To them, depending on what they value.
Yeah. And I guess too, like if you look at that, sugaring my legs at home, it takes me a much longer time than if I go and have somebody do it, which I do sometimes, but that's a time thing too. So somebody else may be like, well, I'm just going to go and pay somebody X amount to get it done. It's over with. I don't have to spend hours contorting myself at time. So I think I've come to a conclusion here that was different from when I started recording this.
Look at us growing.
Cheap versus frugal is based on the eye of the spender or not spender, because and there are people that are extremely frugal, a lot of necessity, which I definitely appreciate. And there are people that are extremely frugal just because
out of choice.
Maybe he just loves that, and really it's ironic.
Get some
makes money through sharing how frugal he is online, and because it's extreme, has him having a large following because the things he does are extreme. So
there's definitely bits and pieces I would adopt from him, but not his whole lifestyle. But that's just what we find important / what our values are a little different, and different comforts and stuff. So
and we've talked about this a lot before, spending based on what's important to you, and then not spending on the things that are not important to you, which I think we're really good at spending on the things that are important to us in many cases. But what I see with my coaching clients is that they're improving areas of not spending on things that aren't important to them, and really increasing the intentionality of all your spending is really where you find that sweet spot and what works for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheap versus frugal.
Thanks, Bradley, for sharing your lifestyle with us. And thanks, Jerry, for bringing him to my attention.
I'll share the link to his TikTok profile so you can have a look too, and maybe share your thoughts and comments on some of the things that he does.
Or share your frugal.
Yeah. What is something in your life that somebody else might look at and say, they're cheap motherfucker?
Yeah, frugal and freaky. Thanks for listening on the Mind and Money podcast.
We will see you next time.